everyone, and welcome to another episode of Disqualified. I am Beltless Trevin, joined as always by our double predictions champion, Caleb.
Hola! And as the numbers on the board crew would say, we're two-man weaving today. No producers. We are our own producers today. Jeez. But yeah, so we're here to talk about NXT.
Yeah, and it
was a show.
Yeah.
It's not that it was bad. They introduced a new match type, well, on TV officially.
Yes.
We got a surprise return.
Yep, setting up for Homecoming and a couple more layers added to stories already developing for No Mercy.
Yep, No Mercy.
Yeah. Yes. But we open up, like, as NXT does, with just starting off with a match right away.
Straight grabs.
Yep. Straight hands.
Let's get to it. It is Lash Legend taking on Jada Parker. Now, this match has been building up the past 2 weeks. They just kept snipping and biting at each other.
And it's like, no more words, just hands.
And boy, these hands fucking deliver. Let me tell you. These two women just go at it like they hate each other.
Yeah.
And it was a good match. It was a great match.
Yeah. We saw what has been dubbed the Lash extension. One onto the announce table.
We saw, I think, 2 teardrops from Jada Parker.
Yeah. We had a little concussion scare.
Yeah.
After a choke slam.
I think so.
Yeah. Jada was grappling her head. She seemed a little, like, woozy in the beginning, but luckily after the commercial cut, I don't even know if we went to commercial, actually, but we get right back to the action, and Jada still delivers. It's like, we just had a little scare, but it was probably just like, just a little too much head contact, I'm fine.
Brawling to the outside. This is where we get the lash extension onto the table.
And then brought back into the ring for another lash extension for the 1, 2, 3. Now, Miss Parker is sick of taking these L's.
Yep.
So she's like, if I'm going to take an L, I'm going to make sure you take one too. And hypnotic through the barricade.
Yeah. Think this ends at No Mercy?
Probably.
I don't know what stipulation they're going to give it. Seems like they're very much going to give it a stipulation.
Yes. But that would mean that a lot of matches might have a stipulation as we build up another women's rivalry later in the show.
Yes.
But first, there's a question on all our minds after the events of Heat Wave, especially the main event.
Where's the young OG?
Right here.
Where's Javon Evans? Oh, wait, yeah. Like Trevor said, there he is.
Yeah,
down.
And he is very deflated. He is very defeated. He's like, I thought I had him, but he was a little too close to the ropes. Now, you can argue that if I was just a centimeter a little to the right, I'd be here as your champion. But the truth is, Oba got me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry. Like, I promised a lot of people I'd walk away that night as champion, but I just couldn't capitalize. Now, no. Now look, I'm young. I can play the waiting game a little. I'm playing with that right now. Dun,
Dun.
dun, dun, dun.
Everyone's least favorite white man. No, not the one in Washington. It is Josh Briggs. He's out in the NXT universe and he says, look, were you really expecting Undertaker? He said he's got more important shit to do than worry about your little ass.
Yep. And Briggs sort of gives Javon both a verbal beatdown and a semi-pep talk of like, you keep saying you're young, you got time, you got all this. And he's like, I used to think the same thing. And look at where it's gotten me. Sure, it's gotten me plentiful of opportunities, but do you see a championship around me? It's like, I've learned that if you want something, take it.
Yeah. And then Javon's just like, nah, I'm not with that. And Briggs just,
And he's like, put that mic down while I'm talking to you.
yep.
And then he talks a little more, repeats himself a little bit. Javon goes to talk again. And Briggs is just like, he goes for a clothesline and then is like, what did I just say? And proceeds to beat the brakes off of Javon with a slingshot big boot and then choke slam through an open chair.
Yeah.
Ow.
Brother, why have you snapped? Is it because Inumura is no longer your friend? Where's Inumura?
Did he get shipped back to Noah?
Oh, that made me sad.
It would make me sad too.
One of the high spots of NXT.
Yeah, Briggs also, you probably could not hear some of his promo because the audience was loudly booing this man.
Shut the hell up.
Yep, they did say that to make sure the show didn't get censored. Good on you, NXT audience.
Look at you, learning,
yes.
Adapting.
But they came up with a new chant as well of Briggs, the door. Briggs, the door.
Oh, they're gonna use that for so many people. Of people who watch like every brand carry, I might try to start that chance after all.
Yes, but after this segment, Caleb alluded to it earlier. We get a new match type on actual factual WWE television.
It is the beginning of the Speed Tournament. Yep. Now, the first two members going at it are Xia Li. Sure. Xia Brookside. Xia Brookside. Xia Li was on NXT and then she got released. Or on SmackDown and then she got released. Yeah. Xia Brookside from TNA taking on Candice LeRae. SmackDown. Yep.
Former Speed champion. And reminder for the tournament format is that the tournament bracket is 3-minute matches. You got 3 minutes of playtime.
Ooh, I got 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime.
And once they get to the champion of Sol Ruca, that match will be 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yep. And this match, we talked about it. I was okay with the Speed format. It basically returned to the indie roots of just do big spots right away.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings. Granted, this is my first time watching it. I'm sure Trevin's actually watched the Speed match.
I watched a lot of the first bracket through TikTok, not Twitter, but and then I watched other matches. I watched a handful of women's matches once it got introduced, and I didn't hate it. I feel like, though, as I mentioned, with it only being 3 or 5 minutes, it is very indie-esque of do big spots right away and not a lot of build-up. There were some storytelling devices like Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes' match in the Speed Tournament was the first ever match to hit the timer, and both were disqualified for the tournament. The Speed Tournament is actually what was the catalyst for Braun Breakers and Sheamus's IC rivalry. So it's like there's still some storytelling aspect to it. It just gets lost in the shuffle quite a bit with it's limited. Because that's the thing about this business and this industry. It is one part physicality, one part storytelling. I call it improvised fight choreography for a reason. You're telling a story through physicality.
It's a soap opera with fighting.
Yeah.
I just feel like I need to see more than one match.
Yeah.
And I'm going to watch it next week, of course. If I were to stop watch wrestling, it is usually the main rosters I stop watching first. NXT is like my sweet spot for what I think a wrestling show should be, which is funny because not a lot of people really like it. People think it's too goofy, but I think you can see later on when it's goofy, they don't go full blown. Now, we are getting a stupid match type next week, really stupid match type next week, but I think you need goofy in there and not just one segment or two segments of goofy like they have on the main roster.
Yeah, they play their comedy well and they make their comedy acts make sense and somehow still seem threatening. Like, you were down on Hank and Tank for quite a bit because of their goofy gimmick.
I just thought they were just goofy all the time. Then I actually sat down, watched their matches, and I was like, oh, no, they can actually go. This works perfectly.
Yeah.
It's the reason why I don't like Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry relies too much on the goof factor, and
it takes away a little from how he can go in the ring.
Yeah, because once you are a comedy, and that is your character, once you are a comedy character, they limit what you can do in the ring, because they don't want to make you look like a credible threat, which makes sense, because if you're the really goofy dude who's also winning a lot, then why aren't you the main star? But back to what I was talking about, Speed. I'm going to tune in because it's on NXT. And then they're obviously going to have the third round match or the semifinal on NXT. And then it's probably going to be No Mercy for the finale.
Yeah. So,
I don't know. I'll probably get used to it. But the one thing I liked were the graphics change colors.
Yeah,
I knew that, but I never saw it.
Yeah, when the final minute starts, instead of green, it turns red as like a physical warning of like.
It also goes from green and blue to orange from 2 to 1. Which I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. They so people actually realize, oh,
time's passing.
Gotta wrap this up quickly. But yeah, no, Candice LeRae picks up the win, which I figured was going to be the case.
Yep, former Speed champion herself and also main roster star. A lot of people were thinking of it would be weird to have her lose to a TNA talent. Would have been interesting, but...
Yeah, I still think the semifinal is going to be Candice and Laney.
Yeah.
With Laney then going on to face Soul and then beating Soul. So she can slot her way in.
To Fatal Influence.
Yeah, and so they can do their little... Mean Girls thing.
Yeah. Which speaking of which, according to the highlights I have on board, we did not see Fatal Influence much, if at all, this episode.
We saw them once in a backstage segment talking to Ava about a match that got announced next week for
the tag triple threat. Yeah.
For the women's tag titles.
But after the Speed match, we get a bit of an origin story promo. And it is for none other than the 4 members of Dark State.
Yeah, talking about how Osiris was a part of the Saints football team, didn't really get a fair shake of things, got released. Dion was toiling away in NXT, trying to do things the right way.
Yep, and it was going too slow. Cutler said he wasn't good enough for the business in LFG. Look at him now.
And Saquon was just toiling away on the indies because they didn't want to give him a shot.
Yep.
Which I found was funny. They used videos and pictures from everyone else's statements that they were talking about.
Yep.
But because WWE does not own the footage, they can't be asked to fucking go out and get footage of these matches that were filmed. No, they just showed Saquon's WWE highlights.
Yeah, but then they're like, look, we know a lot about this business and we know a lot about how to climb the ladder a little quicker. Like, we played our little parts being little innocent superstars and sometimes even security details for the big names. I mean, look at the people who played that card. You have people like Sheamus, you have people like Braun Breaker, LA Knight. We try to play our cards right, but sometimes you gotta cheat a little.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This was a good promo.
Yeah. And a lot of the talking was done by Dion.
Mm-hmm.
which I thought was nice. I think they're finding their voice leader.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because Dion brought up how before he left to go assemble Dark State, basically, the last conversation he had before that little break from TV was with Oba, being like, hey, maybe one day I can challenge for that title. And Oba's sort of rolling his eyes at like, sure, bud. And he's like, none of y'all thought I was championship material? Well, what am I holding in my hand right now?
Yep. Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
I really like this group.
I
really like this group, man. I liked them when they debuted. I found the intrigue around them interesting of who the fuck are these guys?
Yep, and then once you learn about these guys, they kept the intrigue going of they are master strategists, master manipulators, masters of charisma.
And the thing is, they give us they feed us bits at a time.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, if this was main roster, you would get this in a vignette, maybe like a month leading up to the debut. Then the debut, and then like similar vignettes that just explain, like it would take them so long, but they would try to rush it because they can't take their time on the main roster.
Like this gives me Wyatt Six debuting vibes of like the Wyatt Six after they debuted and took out Chad Gable.
Mm-hmm.
Each week after that, it actually was because the thing is, Bo got 2 vignettes week back to back, and then the other 4 members got a vignette. So it took them 6 weeks to give a vignette to each individual about why the Wyatts, why this group that is known for their supernaturalness, for their weirdness. And they explained it real well. Bo Dallas and Rowan brought up how they made this group because they just can't leave the mourning phase, basically. It's like they've gotten everything taken away from them. And then the other 3 members were a little bit shorter, but basically it's like they were ignored, they were seen as weird, they weren't seen as worthy of being on this roster, so they're like, I'm gonna join a family that sees my worth. And Dark State is just Dark State is different, but it's definitely like no one saw that. Everyone saw them at face value until they showed up as a group, and they're like, oh.
Yeah. Uh-oh. NBA's investigating someone. And that was an example of them doing it well on the main roster. 6 weeks, they rushed it because it was every week. With Dark State, the last time we got a promo explaining them was like a month ago.
Was the D'Angelo's explaining where the heck these guys came from.
Yeah, so like 2-3 months ago. It has been so long, and that's perfect. That's why I love NXT. Because this is where the long game can actually come into full effect.
Mm-hmm.
Because with the main roster, everything is happening all the time. People are leaving, people are getting injured, people are this, that. NXT, because they don't travel as much, their bodies aren't as fatigued, they're not as road worn.
Their PLEs are every 2 months instead of monthly.
Yeah, they literally have the performance center that they train and then they work out of.
Yeah.
Like, it is a flawless system that allows them. And there's not trades going on for NXT. There's no anything. So you have this roster that is deep. Like, these are only the surface level people we're seeing.
Yeah.
The people that show up every week and then they'll miss and you're like, where are they? They also have like 50 other people just below them.
Yeah, no, like I brought up Fatal Influence not getting a major spot this day. Also think about the calling. Like Dark State was always a back thought after their debut because they're like, what's this faction gonna do next? Who they gonna attack next? And all of a sudden you're tuning into TNA on Thursday and they show up there and you're like, what the freak?
Yep.
And it's like, these guys, one, their character and characterization is amazing, and two, It is a gimmick and a storytelling system that works. It's just like, we're here to just beat the snot out of people when we feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know who we're even going to beat the snot out of? Probably not. But we see an opportunity, we got to take it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so next, we go from tag team champions talking about taking over, and we get a world champion who is also talking about taking over. It is Trick Williams, the TNA Trick NA champion.
Still wearing it upside down as he turned TNA upside down.
Yeah, and he comes out and he says, like, I'm the greatest. I put this
brand on the map.
My back. And I can understand why he was like, once I get to the main roster, once I get out of these burbs, once I get into new burbs, once I get that big money paycheck,
y'all ain't never seen me again.
He said, I ain't never coming back.
Yeah.
Da-na-na. DIY. But their original theme is back, and oh my head has never snapped so quickly to a screen. My head has never snapped so quickly to a screen.
The goats of NXT.
With their original thing. Oh my god. In their original merch. Oh my fucking god. And they were faces again. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, they come out and are like,
give me 50 of these, please.
Yeah, they come out and are like, now Trick, don't speak for everyone who's gotten called up to the main roster. Because at least for me and Gargano saying this, at least for me and Ciampa, we love each and every one of you, and we still love NXT. Yeah. And then they're like, but you bring up an excellent point of view, claiming that you're the greatest NXT star of all time. So let's look at your accolades. 2-time NXT champion, which is a pretty good accolade. But wait. Ciampa, don't you also share that accolade?
2-time. Love you, Goldie.
Yep.
And Johnny is a 1-time.
Yeah. And, but let's take care of another accolade. NXT North American champion. That's also a real good accolade. But wait, did I carry that belt 3 times, Ciampa?
No, that was Ciampa going, well, Johnny, how many times you hold it? And Johnny goes, 3. 3 times.
Yep, but it's like, but for your argument, there is one accolade we never got the chance to get. And that's the accolade around your waist right now. And Trick is like, nah. I know where this is going.
Bruh. If you put Johnny in a match with Trick, I think Trick is going to have his best match in months. Because Johnny will carry him to it.
But Trick talks some smack a little bit. And the first one to throw a kick is Ciampa with a super kick from hell.
And then, you got to, when you're in NXT, meet in the middle. Bop! Oh, man. Trick got laid out. DIY stood tall. It was a beautiful day on NXT.
Yeah!
Man. So also, after this, we go to commercial. Mm-hmm. You come back from commercial. Trick is saying, you think you're the only one in NXT with history? Wait. Just wait. So, insinuating it's going to be Trick and Mello. I'm interested in seeing how they get Mello to agree.
Yep, because they left on bad terms, but that was before Trick turned into heel, Hollywood champion Trick. And Javon did call it out before that triple threat of like, man, you ain't last year's Trick Williams. You last year's Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah. Man, it is not that I don't want to. It's weird. It's really weird. They have to put Trick on the shows. But they especially don't want him to wrestle right now. Because he's a champion of another brand.
Mm-hmm.
While he is an NXT superstar.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see why they don't want him to wrestle that much.
Yeah. But with the wording of this promo and this segment, it is heavily hinted he's getting called up to the main roster, still holding the title, and then probably losing it to Santana after the call up.
Last I heard, maybe September-ish time for draft, and it's now, so
Yeah.
I don't...
Yeah, insider reports said that they're working on a way to make the draft be covered by ESPN at post deal.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Making the draft night special.
Yeah. But taking away the multi-night first pick to SmackDown for that night, and then for Raw, first pick goes to Raw on that night. But it's like, it makes it feel more theatric when it's covered by ESPN, because ESPN covers basically every draft under the sun.
Yep.
So it's like, if they cover the WWE draft, that thing's going to be a spectacle.
Yeah. It's just... I wonder how many rounds they're going to do.
Yeah. Because that was another thing, is that some draft picks were off air too. Like, fun fact, when Braun Breaker was drafted to Raw, that was technically an off air pick.
He's Monday Night Raw's Nikola Jokic. Bro was drafted in the second round during a Taco Bell commercial, and now he's an NBA champion.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately, guess what was on screen? Like the famous screenshot that goes around showing it. Guess what menu item was on the screen?
Doritos Locos Tacos or something.
Quesarito. Real sports journalism here disqualified. No, straight up. It was a fucking Taco Bell commercial.
And you just see the banner in the bottom.
Yeah, just banner. Drafting now. Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic. Serbia. Who the fuck is this Tingus Pingus? Nah, sorry. Enough basketball talk. Basketball talk. It's almost season time, and I'm excited. Also, 2K just came out, and it's fucking good again. Yeah. Sorry. Now we get to a weird match for the reason that a champion takes a clean loss.
Yep. So backstage, Ariana Grace gets all buddy with Blake Monroe, being like, I ain't related to Jordan. Mm-hmm. It's like, plus we have very similar ideals. Like, you're a little more aggressive than me, but we can be friends. And then Jordan Grace, being continually on site with Blake Monroe, starts a riot in the locker room, basically.
Yep. Blake gets away, and Kylie Armstrong says, look, we got a problem because this is the second time you've done something. And the thing is, Kylie, you weren't even doing anything this time. You were just in the area. I guess you can get mad for disturbing the peace, because fuck it, I get pissed when people disturb my peace. But, so Jordan runs in, barges in, and now Kylie says, this is the second time you've done this. One was in my match where you just came out and knocked me out for no reason and decided to take over the ring. So we're going to have a match.
Non-title match with Kylie Armstrong, your WWE Women's Evolve champion.
Yeah, she puts up a good-ass fight.
Yeah, versus Jordan Grace.
But loses.
Yep.
Really weird choice.
Yeah.
I guess makes sense, though. Because Grace is on NXT. They very much are treating Evolve like a pre-NXT.
Yeah.
So I guess you don't want Evolve star beating an NXT star.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's your champion. And don't you want your champion looking strong? Strong, I guess you can interpret as like she held her own, but like, I don't know.
I mean, it's very similar with when Joe Hendry answered the open challenge at WrestleMania against Randy. Sure, it was 5 minutes, but Joe Hendry put on a show. He put on a match, and it advertised TNA, advertised his championship, and played into his character and his hype going into his rivalry with Trick, being like, I went 1v1 with Randy Orton, the 14-time world champion. And sure, I lost, but I held my own.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say the same.
Yeah. It was a decent match, though.
Yeah.
Really good match.
Now, the locker room, or just specifically Chase University, is pissed at Josh Briggs.
Because Briggs walks into the locker room and he goes, oh, he's like, why'd you stop talking? Because everyone was talking. They stopped. Why did you stop talking? Don't worry, you can talk. Unless you want to tweet about it. And he taps Uriah. I don't know what the connotation is there. I really don't.
No.
And I am on Twitter, and I do not know the connotation.
Yeah. But for those who remember how Chase U got revived, Javon was a big part of it. You know, he was talking in Uriah and Kale's ears, and even a little bit of Chase after it got revived. And it's like, nah, Javon was a big part. So they're defending Javon's honor and also just defending the locker room a little bit. And Chase U challenges Briggs to a match.
They challenge Briggs to a match on behalf of Andre Chase, who didn't fucking ask them to. You can tell that very much from the body language. He said,
yeah. But it is Andre Chase versus Josh Briggs. And Andre Chase gets his spear back a little bit.
Gets the spear back. He's starting to go. Big boot.
Size 16 across the jaw.
And then Chase gets murdered.
Yep. And Briggs is like, y'all want to be friends with Javon? Face the consequences. And kills Dale and Uriah.
Yeah. Briggs wins. Nothing else to be said.
Yep.
Now, or were you going to say something?
No, I was going to cut to you as this is your shtick.
Our main event of the evening. It is a all-star tag team. So, it is Ricky Saints, the former NXT Tag Team Champions, Hank and Tank, or as I like to call them, Honk and Tonk, and your NXT Heavyweight Champion, Oba Femi. Hoo. Taking on your NXT Tag Team Champions, Dark State.
The champions being
Osiris Griffin and Dion Lennox.
And the rest of Dark State is Saquon Sugars and Cutler James.
Yep, technically, you can freebird them, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to, but you can.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a pretty entertaining main event.
Yeah.
I can't lie. It was probably one of the best main events NXT's put on in kind of a few weeks.
Yeah, no. Dark State plays their chaotic selves being real good in tag working, and the classic story of can they coexist between Ricky and Oba, as their match is already scheduled for No Mercy. And the final answer was they could a little bit, but ultimately no.
Yeah, they could. They were even having fun. You know, Ricky started off the match, and I believe he started off against Dion, I think. Yeah, it was someone. I can't remember who started for Dark State. I just remember this spot because Ricky does his little tightrope walk. He's staring at Oba, tags him in. Oba then proceeds to murder the man that was in the ring.
Yep.
And then does Ricky's taunt of...
Yeah.
And then looks at him. They smile. They're laughing.
Yeah,
the
but...
match continues. And
yeah. Egos get ahead, of course, as Ricky's doing a run the rope special move, but Oba hot tags, ruining Ricky's momentum, and it's like,
He's like, I had it. What are you doing?
And Oba's like, I'm the champion. I get the final say.
Yeah, and then Cutler James, I think it was Saquon actually.
Yeah.
Saquon then pushes Ricky into Oba, and then Oba picks Ricky up. Picks Saquon up.
Yep.
And then uses Saquon to launch onto fucking Ricky.
Oba's going to finish Saquon off when
Ricky attacks. They go to blows. They brawl up the entrance way.
Yep.
Now Cutler James is the legal man.
Yep, and the rest of Dark State is taking care of Hank.
Mm-hmm. No.
Tank.
Was Curly Hair the one in the ring?
Yes.
Then they took care of Tank.
They're taking care of Tank, so Hank is left alone with Cutler, starting to choke him out, and he's like,
They got the zesty one to do this.
yep. And he's like, nope, you're all alone, no one's coming to help you now. Joe Hendry! And you just see the look of confusion on Cutler's face being like, huh? Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. And he's on the apron from out of nowhere. That cryptid A.
This cryptid ass motherfucker. Wendigoon, get on this motherfucker. So Joe Hendry pops up. And
he's smiling ear to ear and he's like, he did the thing.
Cutler James goes to attack him. He jumps off of the apron. Hank hits him. And
honk, honk.
1, 2, 3. Hank and Tank, Ricky Saints, and Oba pick up the win.
With Oba and Ricky not being there to celebrate as they are squabbling in the back area.
Also, high spot we forgot. 4-man honk honk with Oba directing traffic.
Yeah.
This is why I fucking love NXT, bro. That's
a lot of meat.
Hey, yo, that's not why I love it. No, I fucking... it allows people like Oba. It allows him
to have a little fun.
Because when you get to the main roster, you're not going to have this fun.
The one promo where he let his normal voice out
was to mock someone else.
Yeah.
Like, that was perfect. He even did his accent, like, on the Celtic Warrior workouts.
Yeah.
He stayed in character the whole time. I said, what the fuck, bro?
As someone who's met, like, someone with family from that area, you pick up the accent too. Like, you pick up the quote-unquote normal American accent, but, like, when you're speaking in, like, that sort of tone or that sort of speed and dialect, that accent busts out real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Oba's gonna be a future star. He's gonna be a fucking WrestleMania main eventer 10 times over.
Yep.
I think you have him be the new Undertaker streak holder.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do another one.
People are saying this man is going to be so hard to fumble.
If they manage to, it is insane.
Yep, it'll be the movement that starts get Triple H out. Like, it's already starting, but it's like, if you somehow fumble Oba effing Femi, the internet's right. You need to retire. You need out.
Yeah, so next week's card is looking like Javon versus Josh Briggs. It is the women's tag team triple threat eliminator.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to be Fatal Influence taking on Zaruka, taking on the Cullen.
Yep.
And there's one more match announced, but it's the second half of the women's speed tournament.
Yep.
It is Laney Reed versus Fabi Apache.
Yep.
From Triple A.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is it for this episode of NXT, and that is it for this episode of Disqualified. I am your double predictions champion. Oh, that still feels so good to say. That is Beltless Trevin. No producers, like I said at the beginning, we're two-man weaving, and we will see you next time. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell 3 times so you know the match is over. And we will see you next time. Thank you for your time, and peace.
Bye! Hitting button.